Hey, yo, what's the deal? That's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I'm saying? As of this recording right now, it is 10:39 a.m. You know what I mean? May 3rd, 2025. And, you know, I made a video last night, about the releases and such. And there was a lot more releases, that was named that I put under I pinned under the comment section, right? And so, people are down. People on social media complaining about, the releases and ooh, it's not fair that this person was released and that person was released and such. And I laugh because this is what WWE does every fucking year, right? They do this every year. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do this every single year. Like, this is nothing new. This definitely isn't nothing new, But what pissed me off is the fact that, that these wrestlers that these people are, are here complaining about, right? Some of them, right? And shout out to JD from New York because he said this, right? He said this. Some of these, almost all these wrestlers don't give a fuck about the fans. They don't care. You know what I mean? Like, all right, they got let go, right? Whoopie-doo. Right? A lot of these wrestlers are not needle movers. They're not. You know what I mean? They're not needle movers. There's not one wrestler that was released that basically was, a person that they needed to keep or was going to make a immediate impact, right? The one name that I can see in that list that probably will, make some noise is Dakota Kai, right? And so, the discourse online is just, it was freaking hilarious last night, right? Especially, and you know what, I was thinking about going there, right, in terms of going to a sensitive thing, but fuck it, I'm gonna say it. I don't care, especially like a lot of BIPOC, wrestling fans, right, and wrestling podcasters that was complaining about, BIPOC, look it up, BIPOC, right, who were complaining about Jakara Jackson and Oral Nenish, right? These motherfuckers wasn't moving the needle. They wasn't moving the fucking needle. And you know what? I'm strongly thinking about making a video about that, solo, because, like a lot of those, and for the record, I'm also BIPOC too. Now, I mean, I'm also BIPOC. I'm Puerto Rican as well. So I'm also, I can say this shit. I have every right to say it because it also goes into that sector, right? Let's keep it a buck, right? They were complaining about Jakara Jackson and all Nenish, getting released and such. They wasn't moving the fucking needle. You know what I'm saying? They were not moving the needle. The one person was like, "Oh, I'm gonna burn the PC down. Yeah, I'm gonna burn the PC down because they released Jakara Jackson. Jakara Jackson been in NXT for how many years, and she did not even improve. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't improve. Like, she did nothing. She did absolutely nothing. But the thing is too is, like you complain about these releases. You complain about these releases and such, but they're gonna be out and free, to work wherever they want to work at. Like, they don't like, why you're mad because what? Because WWE released them and such, and you want to cry fake outrage and everything else. Like, come on, man. Like, you serious? Like, I hope you're joking with that narrative. People come, but I bet if this was AEW, right? They'd be like, oh no, we had to make room and everything else. It's the same shit. WWE been doing these releases even way before TKO purchased the company. I think it was 2021 that they did mat releases where they released Rusev and they released Aleister Black and all these people, right? They wasn't owned by TKO then. You know what I mean? And I think even before that with the pandemic, they wasn't owned by TKO then, right? So what the fuck is what changed? What changed? You know what changed? Nothing changed. What happened was, like they just want to cry fake outrage because there's nothing for them to do. I mean, there's basically nothing for them to fucking do, right? And I sit there and I laugh. I'm like, all right, these people got released. All right, good, fine. WWE already used up, they already used them up. Hold on real quick, because I hear a fire truck. Hold on. I'm sorry, it wasn't a fire truck. It was actually an ambulance. But still, it said FDNY and shit. But anyway, going back to the thing, a lot of these people weren't being used. Come on, Shayna Baszler. When was she being used? You know what I'm saying? Who else? Who else? There was somebody else being, who, when they were talking about Dakota Kai, right? She's injury prone, B. She's fucking injury prone. Shayna Baszler's also injury prone. You know what I mean? So it's like, what the fuck we complaining about? Gigi Dolan, right? They wasn't doing anything with her, right? They wasn't doing anything with these people. I mean, I would think, I would have thought that, all right, they would have done something with Cora Jade, because she was, CM Punk is basically an advocate of hers and Mayu, like Chicago, that Chicago connection, nothing. And then a whole Gallus got released, right? I mean, come on, man. And then you're complaining about it? Like, yo, if there's no room, right, get him the fuck out. Oh, Triple H fumbled. How the fuck is he going to fumble with someone like Jakara Jackson? Like, come on, that's the thing that kills me. That's the thing that kills me. Jakara Jackson, come on. They wasn't doing nothing with her. There's a reason why they paired her up with Lash Legend. You know what I mean? There's a reason why. Because they needed to make a team, right? And they needed to add members into the team, and she just happened to be added on there. And such. I mean, do I feel bad? Of course. Like, you don't want nobody to lose their job, right? But to sit there and to cry about someone like Jakara Jackson, it's she's going to be all right. You know what I mean? Real pretty girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, she has a good look. She'll be fine. All will be fine. And you're bitching and complaining and moaning about that? Like, come on, man. If you don't improve, right? They even say if you don't improve, right? Then, if you don't improve, then, they give you 3 to 4 years to improve. If you don't improve, then, you failed in their investment. Plain and simple, right? And then there was also a report saying that if Triple H wanted them, he wanted to keep them, if he would have kept them, he would have kept them. He would have kept them, right? They offered nothing. They offered nothing. They offered absolutely fucking nothing. And you want me to sit there and cry and boo-hoo and such? Like, come on, man. This is always going to happen in pro wrestling. Welcome to the pro wrestling business. I'm pretty sure the same thing happened when, in UFC. You know what I mean? When they release people and stuff, right? It's part of business, man. It's part of business. This is nothing new. AEW is going to be doing the same thing. You know why all these cuts are happening too? And I think there's going to be more. Because they're bringing in new talent. WWE has talent. They got so many different talent streams up the ass, it's not even funny. Fucking Evolve, NXT, LFG. You know what I'm saying? They just brought AAA, right? They got the relationship with TNA, right? They also signed people from AEW, right? And you want me, you want me, and also, yeah, and you want me to cry? Come on, man. Like, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. But I'm about to be out. You know what I'm saying? I definitely will be coming with another video today too, because it's going to be a controversial one, what I'm about to say. Because, man, like I said, there was some discourse on social media that I seen about, about specific wrestlers. Man, and people might hate me, but I do not give a fuck. Peace.